sounded very formal, recording in progress.
Yeah.
Hi, so I'm Mark of Shijie UK and Shijie International Artist Management, and I'm here today with the very talented Punch Aragon, who lives in Spain. Do you just want to give us a brief intro about yourself, Punch?
Oh, thanks for having me here. What can I say about me? I'm a guitarist, a professional guitarist from Madrid, Spain. I work a lot in productions for TV shows, musical theaters, and I have my own project too. I make my own music, which is a mix of styles I like rock with a little of progressive. It's that instrumental music for guitarists. I love them.
Nothing better.
Yeah. I'm 31 years old. It was my birthday last week.
Hi.
And what can I say? I love Shijie guitars. I find them great guitars, great quality, an amazing sound. And luckily I have a couple of them, and I get covered by all the things I need.
So, how long have you actually been playing then?
I've been playing guitar because I started as a drummer. Because in my family we have a great background of musicians. All in my family are musicians.
Okay.
And I started playing drums at home when I was 6 or 7 years old. And then when I was 15 or 16, my uncles told me that they needed a guitarist for a work.
Yeah.
Okay, let me learn to play guitar and I can be that guitarist. Okay. So they gave me a guitar and I started practicing a lot every day. And in a couple of months, I started to work as a guitarist. It was so fast because
sounds like it.
Yeah, they needed me to be prepared as fast as I can.
Right.
So I started playing every day, all the time I got. At that time, I was at the school. So
how old were you around that time?
I were like 16 years old, something like that.
Yeah, so you've been playing around 15 years, yeah?
Yeah, now 15 years.
So it was almost peer pressure that made you start, yeah? Did you take formal lessons to get so good so quick?
Well, as I told you, all of my uncles and my family are musicians. So I have an uncle that is a great guitarist. He's known here in Spain. He make a lot of session work and toured with artists. And he gave me my first lessons. And then I went to a school for a couple of months, or 4 or 5 or so, and did that thing. I don't know if you know, with the rock school grade.
Yes, yeah.
Actually,
James, who's one of the other Shijie artists, he does all the audio for that now.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
I've been playing for a couple of months or half a year or something, and I made the I don't know how to say it in English, the exam or something like that, to know my level, and then place me at a rock school grade.
Oh,
okay. I started at 7th. I think they are 8th, and I started at 7th.
Yeah.
Then in a couple of months I finish it.
Right.
Yeah.
So you've always really wanted to be a professional musician, guitarist, yeah? Do you still play any other instruments, Punch, as well as guitar, or?
I play the drums sometimes. I've been playing drums. I was in a metal band here from Spain. That is a super cool band. They are called Fallen at Dawn, and I was the drummer. But then I decided to focus on only one instrument because
I wanted the light.
Yeah, yeah. I wanted to all my focus, all my money go for one instrument.
Yeah.
So I was divide on guitars and drums, and I prefer to focus on guitars. I like it most. I find the guitar the best instrument.
Yeah. I mean, there's always people say to people, who are your influences, but in my experience, people that you enjoy listening to and the people that influence the way that you play, or maybe if you'll influence the way you play, who are the guys for you? Who do you enjoy listening to, and who do you think, if people don't know you're playing at the moment, before obviously they go and research it, who would you
Yeah.
say that you sound like, apart from yourself, so obviously?
Oof. Whoa, that's a hard question. I
Remember, upsell yourself so people go and have a look.
I've been very influenced by guitarists like Richie Kotzen. Um, well, one of my biggest influences maybe John Mayer.
All right.
I love that guy. Even I have a very rock metal background. Guys like John Mayer, Steve Ray Vaughan, and those famous Strat players
Right.
influenced me a lot. I love Strats.
Yeah.
But maybe my favorite guitarist at this moment, um, the one I listen the most and enjoy the most, is Guthrie Govan.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, he's probably one of the best players in the world. He doesn't seem to be anything that he can't play, right?
He can play everything in every style with every kind of guitar. I found he's a monster.
Right. Yeah.
I saw him live 2 or 3 times here in Madrid, and he blew my mind out.
Yeah. I think he's actually under the same management as my favorite guitarist, who is a 20-year-old Japanese girl called Lisa X.
Oh, Lisa, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I absolutely love her. I know she's not an improviser. Everything is composed and written out. But and I also, when I see the band Koi live and they don't do much vocals, and I think you couldn't do any vocals and play the guitar at the same time. There's that much to it. It's so complicated, the
yeah.
pieces that they're playing. Yeah, so
He's amazing. He's amazing.
Lisa and her mentor is Paul Gilbert, whom she's had less private lessons off him since I think she was about 10 or something. Uh, and she even depths for him with Eric Martin from his band.
Wow.
So if somebody didn't know Punch Aragon's music style, who would you tell them to go and listen to apart from yourself?
Um, oof. In my style, okay, maybe you know this guy Aaron Marshall from a band called Intervals.
Yes, yeah,
Maybe in my style of my music making, that could be the most similar thing I can find.
right.
Aaron
So
Marshall.
when you did your first gig, how did it go? Was it a nightmare? Was it really good? Or, you can tell us. There won't be anybody listening.
In my family, there's a tradition that when all the kids of our family gets 1 year old,
Yeah,
we are exposed to the people in an scenario. I mean, my mother took me to the stage when I was 1 year old, so
right,
I've been going on stage all my life.
right,
My mom, my father are all artists, all musicians and actors, so I'm so used to the stage. But my
right.
first gig as a gig, as a I'm a musician, I'm gonna play my music with my band. That
Yeah.
was when I was a drummer, and I've played a show here in Madrid when I was 11 years old.
Wow. Yeah. I mean that's. I mean, just to have the balls to do it at 11 years old is really something, right?
Yeah, but it wasn't hard at all because in my family we are so used to the stage.
Yeah.
We
It's
I've
expected
been
almost.
working. I've been working in circuses, in theaters, in since I was a kid. So we are very used to the stage, and I love it.
What do you prefer doing these days? Do you prefer being live, working live, or do you prefer being in the studio?
Mm, I love the balance between both. I love playing live, but I think it's it's more worth to make studio works.
Uh-huh.
I can make 4 or 5 works in a day in my house, in my room, playing my guitar with my all my gear. And for that, I'm now playing with a band that make a 4 hours long repertoire, and it's so stressful and tired.
And
But
bands always don't get on. There's always somebody in the band that's difficult to get on with, yeah?
yeah, of course. But
Yeah.
even with that, I love playing live. So if I can have a balance between both,
Yeah.
I find it perfect.
It's the adrenaline rush when you come off stage and you have a really good gig. And the only thing worse is when you come off stage and you've had a really bad gig and you've had technical problems. And
Yeah.
when that happens for me, it's just a big,
And
you just can't wait to pack down and go home, sleep it
of
off.
course, and these days where I'm sure all the guitarists will agree with me on this. All days, oh man, in these days we playing through all these quad cortex Kemper things,
Yeah.
and we have a real amp giving us the reference of what we're sounding like. We are playing with in ears. When
Yeah.
there are problems, technical problems, it's the worst thing ever. You don't hear yourself, you don't hear the all the click or the sequence tracks, you don't hear the bass, you don't hear nothing, and you have to keep playing without knowing what you're doing.
I remember when I first got my Axe Effects 2 and had never used a volume pedal before, but I got the mission. I
Yeah.
spent half an hour looking for the fault on my guitar, wondering why there was no sound coming out, plugging in before I realized that the volume pedal was up because I'd never used one before. I blamed the wireless system. I actually, it was a local gig. I went back home. I got the laptop, brought it back, thinking that it was something I'd done on the programming. Yeah, yeah. Would you believe I went back to an amp not long after that, and then went back again later. Um, so do you have anything really juicy or that bad that happened on stage? A gig that you think was an amazing level? Your proudest moment? Give us a good and a bad one if you can, Punch.
I have a terrible moment. I remember playing with my family band, and I remember we were playing at a very high stage,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
we were in a very powerful moment of a song. The bass, the drums were powerful, and I remember suddenly the drums disappear. We can't listen it. We don't know what happened, and then I turn back to watch my uncle and say, "What the fuck is happening?" And he fell off the stage.
Oh no.
I remember that at once of our worst experience playing live, because he hurt himself. And
Oh,
he's
dear.
he's okay now. Okay, he's great. He has everything good with it. But I remember that day like, oh my god. Well, I remember one day too that the stage flooded.
Right.
We have to pick up our things because all the truss, the liner rye, and everything was about to fall because
Oh
the
my
rain and
goodness.
the wind.
Yeah.
And good things. I mean, I enjoy a lot to make shows and to play live. So every gig, it's a good experience for me.
Right.
From a local bar jam to 2 weeks ago, I played in one of the biggest football stadiums in Spain,
Right.
and I think that's one of the cool things about the music. You can enjoy being playing in a bar with two people drunk, drinking beer, watching you, and you can enjoy it to a
Yeah.
huge concert with thousands of people.
Yeah. Do you get nervous still?
No, I never get nervous when I'm have to play live. I love
Yeah.
it. I'm nervous about to start because I want to start and play.
Yeah.
Um,
What about if you're playing? Let's just say that you're doing your demonstration because I know you do demos and things as well. Do you not get nervous in front of when you know that there's like 150 guitarists in the audience all looking to criticize you? No?
No, I love it. Well, last year I played in an event in Germany after Guitar Summit,
Yeah,
an event of demonstrating guitars that a friend made, a good friend of mine, a great luthier, made some guitars, and he made an event to demonstrate them.
yeah,
And all the people that came to the event were guitarists and some very talented and people of the social media, guitar influencers and things like that. And I don't remember to be nervous at all. I
no,
enjoyed it because I know that when there's a lot of guitarists and musicians on the audience, you know they're gonna appreciate what you're doing.
yeah. It's always nice to be appreciated. Gear wise, what are you using these days? Live and in the studio, does it vary? Do you use? I mean, gear's so incredible these days that you tend to have sort of like one product that does many different things in different situations, or do you vary it? What do you like to use in terms of? Let's talk about amps and effects first before we get to the guitars.
Okay, Abson effects. Right now, I'm using almost exclusively this thing. I have it right here. The Quad Cortex. It's
Right.
my main piece of gear these days. I travel with it. I play live with it. I go to the studio with it. But when I'm in the studio, I'm a little classic. I prefer my valve amps.
Yeah. Funnily enough, I've got myself that the other day. The
Whoa!
Black Star KT88.
I played Black Star HT30, and it's a great amp. I like it.
Yeah, yeah. I had a couple of Black Stars before, and I always do take a small HT5 to the guitar shows for people to try out guitars through. But I've been playing through a Pod Go and stuff recently, and that's really great. But you plug into that, and it's a different experience. It just somehow I can't tell you why, but the
Yeah, but
window's shaking
it's
my
like that.
room here, and
I can understand you. I feel the same when
yeah,
I.
the KT88s. I had the 6L6 version before,
Oh, great.
but and I always liked 6L6 amps because I used to play boogies all the time and what have you. But those KT88s just sound different. There's a lot more smack
Oh,
uh,
yeah.
with them. Yeah. So you're playing with that. Do you just go straight into the PA with one of those when you're playing live, or?
Yeah, when I'm playing live, I go straight to the PA, and I have the mix in my in-ears. And when I have to use an amp, I don't really use amps anymore because even the people that produce the shows tell you to don't get an amp. The
Right,
people say, okay, you have to come with a Kemper or a Podgo or a Quad Cortex, a Helix. They don't want amps in stage anymore?
right.
At least here in Spain, I've been working. Antonio Banderas, the actor.
Yes, yes.
I've been working for him in a musical show that he made. That it's called Godspell. It's
Yeah,
a very cool show. The Spanish version, I was the main guitarist there, and I remember getting the first day to the rehearsals, and I was with I have a Victory amp, the Richie Kotzen signature,
yeah.
and there with my Richie Kotzen amp, and they told me, okay, what the fuck are you doing with that here? You cannot play that in a theater.
Right. Yeah.
And I remember on those days I had a Kemper, and I make all the work with my Kemper,
Yeah.
and it's cool, but I like to feel the amp.
You like to
Beside.
feel better there on the back of your legs as you're playing. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
It's funny. One of the other Shijie artists is a guy called Mark Day, who's like probably the most one of the most famous non-famous fractal people. And Mark and I were talking a couple of years ago. I will try and get him back actually to do something the same as with you now. Sorry, Mark, but I will. Uh, and and he said to me, like with these Axe FX3. There's nothing quite like it. He said, it's the same consistent sound every night. I don't have to worry about what it's going to sound like in the room. I have the same sound in my in-ear monitors, and I know exactly what I'm going to get before I switch it on.
That's the best part about these things. I mean, I love it. I've been working in a huge show here. I mean, 3 months. In 3 months we made 130 shows.
Wow, that's a lot of shows, yeah.
It's a lot of shows in a show here in Madrid. Huge, every day sold out. And I remember go with my quad cortex, and I feel safe every time because every day it's gonna say the same thing. It's gonna sound the same thing. I don't have problems if everyone touch my amps settings or the microphone. It's in a different position about yesterday, or all these problems are solved by these things.
Yeah. Why the quad cortex then? Because I think you've had a few other different things along the line.
Yeah, I had a Kemper and I have a couple of them, but I made I talked with Neural DSP, with the brand, and I partnered with them in some way because I made a huge show on. Do you know Twitch, the stream platform?
Yeah.
I made
I'm still down with the kids.
Yeah. Well, I made a show there with a huge YouTuber and streamer. I think he have, I don't want to lie to you, let me check, but he's huge. He have 20 million subscribers.
Right. Okay.
They gave me the quad cortex to use on the show.
Right.
Since then I'm using it.
Yeah, I know. Obviously, Mark's still a fractal guy through and through, and you know, though, and the Helix Stadium's just come along, which looks interesting, but apparently it's only about 30 or 40% of what it will be in terms of like when they finish all the work for it. But the quad cortex definitely seems to be the way that people are going at the moment. James Davis, he's a quad cortex guy. That they seem to be the most popular at the moment. And I know they've got good artist programs and stuff as well in terms of like getting the name out there, and you know that's becoming more and more important when professionals are saying what gear they use. Everybody wants them. Everybody wants them to be using their brand. You know.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And I think they're making a great job on that because with all their plugins, you know, these archetype things they have this signature plugin of Pliny, the signature plugin of Mateus Asato, the signature plugin of Rabia Masad. I think they're making a great marketing work.
Yeah. So you're basically using the same gear for both live and for the studio, yeah?
Yeah, I use the same.
Okay. So in terms of guitars, then you know you are a Shijie artist. You've got Shijies at the back there. What sort of guitars do you like in general? Before we talk Shijie specifically,
I always considered myself as a Tilly guy. I love Tillys.
Yeah.
My first guitar ever that was a gift from my uncle was a Richie Kotzen Tilly, a Fender Richie Kotzen, and I loved that kind of guitars, that telly shape, and I love the telly neck pickup. That's maybe my favorite sound ever. And the Richie Kotzen have a thing that it has humbucker in the bridge position. It's a very weird telly, and I love that sound. So I always wanted a guitar that has that power, that being a telly, having that powerful sound. So maybe that's my favorite guitar ever, the Richie Kotzen Telly. And well, since I have, you told me about that guitar.
The Shijie that we launched earlier this year, the TLM, and it's just had a bit of a rework. I think it's going to get relaunched again later, but Yeah, you know, one of the things which I've said is one of these would be really, really cool with a single coil in the middle as well.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, yeah. The but amazing
Because it has
feeling
a
neck.
trim,
And
right?
say again, sorry.
It has trim.
Yes, yeah. The newer version will have a Go-To 510T. I mean,
Oh,
originally this had a Wilkinson tremolo on it, but we decided that we'll standardise on the Go-To, so we've gone with a 510T, the same as on.
that's gonna be thick.
The same as on this one, which is a 24 fret. And this is the Shijie 246. They're both 246, so like a short scale, like a Les Paul type scale,
Oh,
but they're the Telecaster shape for me really works with with the trem and everything. I just think it's unique. That's the Shijie 246.
nah,
And
that's a monster. Wow.
that's Mark Day's favorite guitar and John Miles Jr.'s favorite guitar. They Mark Day struggled with his health for a while. I'm sure he won't mind saying that. And he had a Les Paul access for quite a long time that he used. But he was on the verge of not doing very much with it. And then Mark and I had a discussion, and we sent him one of these, and he said to me, "Thank you for," he said, "reinvigorating my love for the guitar because he absolutely loves it." You know,
Wow.
yeah.
That's
The
amazing.
Gib the Gibson no longer gets any playing time, but he looks nice on the wall. He looks nice on the wall.
Gibsons look like, I mean, I love Gibson, but I have a couple of them, but they look better on the wall because making it with a Les Paul always destroy my back. Always.
Yeah, yeah.
Since I have this one, I barely plays. I barely play another guitar. I find this P90 is
Yeah,
TLM, right? That's the model TLM.
yeah. The other one I just shown you is a TLM. This is a TLV P90.
TLB, right?
Yeah,
See, yeah, this is my go-to guitar.
yeah.
I
This
find
guitar is incredibly popular around Manchester, where I'm from in the UK. The tribute bands love them. You know, like doing the Oasis stuff. We've got one of the Shijie supported artists that plays in like two of the biggest tribute bands in the country, the Cortinas and I Am Gallagher. And he plays one of those, and he plays one of these as well.
yeah that.
He actually has two Gibson Les Paul Customs, and you know something?
Ah,
This is without a word of a lie. He said the Shiji's too pretty to send out to take out on a gig. He said he said I don't want to get it messed up. He said I'd rather take the Gibsons. He said in case something happens. He's got the gold top version. There
amazing.
was a review of these on YouTube where the guy said, well, it was too heavy, but he had the prototype and it was like I think he said it was £10, 3 ounces. But that was before we did the launch with all the sculpting and everything. And these average £8 too now, and that's a really good weight for a Les Paul. Seymour Duncan 59s.
I would love to try one of those. Oof, it
Yeah,
looks.
they're a fantastic sounding guitar. Really, really good. So where I know in your future you're not long away from getting married as well.
Well, I'm.
Or I take it that that's still the case.
Okay, I don't know if I understand right. You ask me about if I'm getting married?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I'm planning the wedding right now with my future wife.
right. Yeah, I just wondered. So, what's in the future for Punch Aragon apart from getting married? Where do you want to go with your career? What do you see yourself doing, or is the ambition just to keep working?
Well, I'm working on my first solo album because I have an EP with 3 songs that went went good. The people liked it, It was only 3 songs, and I'm now making the full version with
Okay.
10 songs. And I would love to maybe travel the world playing my music, and I'm now focusing a little on social media because I don't love social media. I find it stressful and a lot of work,
Yeah.
but I want to focus too in my Instagram and YouTube channel, um, maybe to get my music.
Get it out there. Yeah. You know, I think the thing about the Instagram is a lot of and YouTube, a lot of people kind of misunderstand what happens. They think if they tag something, you know, when they tag it can actually work against them. If people don't open the tag when they get to it, after a while that actually stops the circulation that they would make for the growth. So
Yeah.
so you know, when people say one of the things that, as you know, that we have with the Shijie Artist is that we ask you to include the fact that you're a Shijie endorsee in the bio,
Uh-huh.
which we think is very reasonable.
Yeah.
And you know, some people, if they don't want that, then they don't want to work with us. That's fine, you know. But the important thing for both of us is that we get to work with each other. We get to try and promote each other. You know, one of the reasons for doing this series is to introduce the artist to people to try and get a bit more attention, both for our brand and for the artists themselves. So, in terms of that, if people want to go and see she or hear some classic Punch Aragon playing, where did they do it? How did they find you?
Where can they find me?
Yeah, in the social media world, if they want to go and see you play live, where would they come across you
Okay,
typically?
they can find me in I post almost everything I do on my Instagram, and now I want to make more YouTube videos and try to have um well, sometimes it's hard for me to think in English because
Your
it's
English is excellent, by the way. I was going to comment on it anyway, but you know, yeah.
thank you, thank you. um I post almost everything I do on Instagram and YouTube. So if they want to know a little bit more about me, they can find me there.
Is Punch Aragon your real name? Because it sounds very Nordic.
No, it's not my real name. Aragon, it's my true surname. It's
Yeah.
my mother's surname. And but Punch, it's just the nickname my grandfather gave me when I was born.
Ah,
I mean, I this is a weird story, but I'm gonna tell you anyway. My grandfather was one of the biggest circus clowns
okay.
of the world, of the history. He was Gabi Aragon. He was a huge, very well-known clown, son of Pompov the Enemy. I mean, I come from I'm the 10th generation of my family that makes
Same.
art. So in my family, when a kid is newborn, one of the elders of the family give give him a artist name
Yeah.
or a clown name, and my grandfather gave me that name, Punch.
Okay.
So I mean, anyone call me
At least it wasn't Judy.
what?
At least it wasn't Judy.
Yeah,
You had punching Judy in Spain, yeah.
yeah,
At least he got the punch and not the Judy.
yeah. Luckily,
Yeah.
yeah,
No,
that's the
so,
story.
right. We are limited on time, unfortunately, Punch, but he's been absolutely brilliant having you on. Ever such a nice guy. And I would urge everybody to go and check him out on his Instagram and YouTube. If you go to the Shijie UK or the Shijie the main Shijie
See,
pages, you will see that we cross post quite a lot of stuff of punches on there. And follow it and go and have a look at what this guy does. Ignore him on the skateboard, by the way. when he comes along and enters the stage and nearly falls off the skateboard, best to ignore that. At least he didn't have the guitar on him when he did it.
Yeah.
Okay, so Punch, thank you very much for your time, and appreciate you sticking with me trying to sort out the tech on this end after they stopped me doing calls on Teams, which I really love. But this has been good.
Yeah, this was great, man.
Yeah, this will be up inside 1 or 2 weeks. I'll be sending it to the guys in the office in China, and then they'll do some translations, and it'll get published all over Asia as well on Bilibili in Japan, and who knows what may come of it. That's always there's always an opportunity there when you can get a worldwide audience.
Yeah, I would love to go to China. Shiji, get me to China, please.
Yeah, me too. I was talking to Alex the other day about trying to go over next year, so that'd be really great. I lived in China for 10 years, so maybe I'm just gluttonous. I've got a Chinese wife, haven't I? So
Yeah, you told me. Yeah,
yeah,
that's good.
yeah. Okay, Punch, thank you very much. Really enjoyed the chat with you. I really appreciate you taking the time out for us, and I wish you all the success for the future. And we'll talk more about what we can do together moving forward. Yeah,
Sure.
yeah, and that's 7 string as well. I'll speak to you about that after.
Oh, please, I need one.
Okay, cheers.
Cheers, man. So nice
Bye
to meet
bye.
you.